Yes, hello everyone. It's Natalie coming to you today. And today it's a slightly different settings where I am because we're going to practice breathing with effective breathing techniques to help us parent with more calm and also to just learn some simple yoga poses that helps us to move energy from the body, to move emotions when we're experiencing strong emotions, or maybe even to do them prior to when we get into those situations where instead of getting really heightened and activated, we can learn how to recognize what's going on and not allow us to get to this very heightened state. So welcome, and I'm going to just check if we are live and also if you can hear me well. Hi, Yuri. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If I'm not, just let me know. I know you're probably in the middle of the night where you are. So thank you, everyone who is joining me. And as other people join me, I'm going to introduce myself. If you're new to the community, welcome. I'm very grateful that you're here with me and being this community of parents who wants to parent with more calm, with connection, and with compassion. And I'm a parent myself of 3 boys. And this journey, we know it's a long journey, but it doesn't have to be a difficult journey all the time. We want children, we love our children. And so how can we parent with more ease is what we all want to do as a community, and to raise children who are also connected to themselves and able to express themselves freely. So with that said, today I'm going to teach about breathing. And I'm going to give you a little bit of my background. I've always loved movement, and movement has helped me dislodge a lot of tension in my body from trauma. And movement has been key in my life for a very long time now. But when I discovered yoga about 18 years ago, it was a life-changing for me. It was a practice that actually helped me to not run away from my pain, but to face my pain and to learn how to manage, my emotions as well as my triggers better. So today I'm not going to teach a yoga class, and I'm not forcing yoga upon you, but just to teach you some movement that can help you move energy. And perhaps you will fall in love with it. So that's great. And you want to do more. That's okay. But maybe those movements are just going to be enough for you. And also talking about breath, because breath is so important. And it's the number one thing that's available to us when we're alive. Breathing is available to us anytime, anywhere, no matter the situation that's happening with our children, with our partners, with anybody, the breath is always there for us to tap in. So breathing is the ability for us to take in life, right? So before I go any further, I would like to ask for those of you who have joined me today, if you can hear me well, and also to ask me any questions that you have. But I have a question for you. If you're familiar with breathing as a tool, or have you done yoga or some movement in your past, let me know in the comments. It's always great to know everybody's background a little bit. So yes, breathing is our ability to take in life. It's when we feel safe to live. We can take those deep, deep breaths, and that allows us to really connect with ourselves in a way. So breathing is also helps us to expand and take the space we need to take. And as a human, we want to take space in the world. As a parent, we want to be a parent. We want to be able to do what we want to do and enjoy our life with our children. With that said, when we are not able to breathe properly, we contract and we are fearful. And when we are fearful, it activates a part of our nervous systems. So whenever we get contracted, when we are not able to express ourselves in a way where we feel understood, perhaps, and we can't be who we are, we can't take in life, and we are in that contracted form. And often what happens with us as parents is that when we get triggered by our children, and again, I've talked on triggers a lot, and we know that triggers take us to the past and not necessarily with what's happening with our child. And in those moments, we tend to get contracted. And when we get contracted, there's some level of stress that we're experiencing in the body, or we may feel overwhelmed and we don't know what to do because our child is engaging in certain behaviors or not listening or whatever it is for you that you know that triggers you. Then we're not breathing. There's shallow breathing happening, just enough to keep us alive. And what gets activated, the part of our nervous system that gets activated is called the sympathetic nervous system. And when that's activated, that's when we have a tendency to go into fight, flight, or freeze mode. And when we go into those responses, as you know, and you've experienced it yourself, our heart rate goes up, our blood pressure goes up, our body starts to tense up, our muscles tense up, because the body is getting ready to go into that fighting mode, running away mode, which is the flight mode, or just freezing in the moment because it's not feeling safe. So when that happens, we can feel all of those physiological changes in our bodies, and it keeps us in that heightened state. And when we're in that state, we can't think clearly. Yeah. And when we can't think clearly, we tend to then just automatically respond from that in a fighting mode, in a flight mode, or in that freeze mode, for instance. So how do we go from that sympathetic nervous system being activated and we're really heightened to being calmer, to being more relaxed, which what we're wanting as parents to do in those moments when we're triggered, isn't it? And so to go from that level of activation to feeling calmer, we can use the breath. The breath is a powerful tool that help us calm the nervous system so we can activate the parasympathetic system. I'm just giving you those words. You don't have to memorize or know them, but know that when the parasympathetic system is activated, the vagus nerve, which is the largest nerves in our body, is activated, then we can start to calm down. The blood pressure will go down, the heart rate will come down, we can relax our muscles, and we have more clarity in those moments. And then being present in those moments help us to better connect with our children. So without waiting, I'm going to teach you these breathing exercises that you can start to practice. And I'm going to teach you several of them, not that you have to practice all of them, but for you to get a taste and see which one resonates with you and which one you want to start to practice. And practicing helps you then in those moments of triggers to literally have this tool at your fingertips. So you don't want to practice if you haven't practiced and then just say, oh, yes, that's where I saw Natalie doing, and I'm going to practice that now, because then it's not going to be a ready tool for you. So practicing it in advance so you can become well-versed and you know what to do, that when you get activated or you're sensing you're about to get activated, you can practice those. And you can do that with your children as well. So you can be standing up, you can be seated on a chair as well. Let me see the comments that are coming in. So everybody's hearing me, and you said you've done yoga before. That's great, for a while. And Andrea, thank you for joining me. So, she's going to watch it on replay. That's okay. So, yeah, so you can come into a comfortable seated position, cross-legged, or you can stand up, or you can sit on a chair. So the first breathing exercise is the belly breathing. Usually when we are activated and under stress, we are shallow breathing. So I invite you to put your hand onto your belly. And go ahead and we'll take a deep breath through the nose. And as you exhale, feeling your belly push into your hands. Inhale. Feel the expansion. And as you exhale, I should say your hands push into your belly. Feel the contraction. Inhale. Feel the belly and the ribs expand. Exhale. Feel a little bit of a contraction of the belly moving towards your back. Let's do two more like this. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so you can practice that for as long as you can, and you see how the breath goes a little bit deeper into the body and perhaps into the belly. You can feel it, and also into the extremities of your bodies. And you'll do it as many times as you need until you feel that you're calmer. And that goes for all these breathing exercises that I'm going to teach you today. So you keep doing them until you feel calmer in one way or another. The other breath is what we call box breathing or square breathing. So box breathing and square breathing, we are going to visualize that we are drawing a box or square, whichever you want to visualize. And we'll use the count of inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4. So just like how I'm drawing the box, inhale for 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4. If you are pregnant today or you have trouble breathing for whatever reason, then do not hold the breath. Just breathe in and out, and you can draw the box or the square. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So let's practice this. You don't have to create this. I'm going to draw it for you. You can just visualize it. You can close your eyes as well, or keep your eyes open. So let's inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. Pause for 4 counts. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Pause for 4. We'll do one more. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And finish. So you keep doing this, and what it's doing, it's forcing us to focus on the breath and also on imagining that we're making a square or a box. And it takes our mind away from whatever was activating that nervous system and taking us into that heightened mode. Once you get comfortable doing the box or the square breathing, whatever you want to call it. You can also increase how long you hold and elongate your exhale. The more you can elongate your exhale, it activates the vagus nerve more, and it helps us to really calm the nervous system quicker. Yeah, but that comes with practice. So today, you start wherever you can, and with time, if you keep practicing, you can then practice inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. So that's an option as you get more familiar with the breathing. The next breath I'm going to teach you is called the Ujjayi breath, and that's the breath we use in yoga. And the Ujjayi breath is inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose, keeping the mouth still as much as we can. Other name for Ujjayi breath is the dog Veda breath, just like dog Veda breathe, and also the ocean breath as well. It makes the sound of the ocean. So I invite you to keep your eyes open or close your eyes again, and let's take an inhale. And then exhale through your mouth first. Just notice how that feels. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Now, this time, I'm going to ask you to inhale through your nose. You will open the mouth, exhale, but then partway through, I'm going to ask you to close your mouth and finish the exhale through the nose. And notice where that breath is coming from. So inhale through your nose. Exhale, open your mouth. Seal your mouth this time. And continue to exhale. Let's do it again. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Then close your mouth and finish the exhale. Now this time I'm going to ask you to keep your mouth closed. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. And just notice how you're feeling right now after doing these 3 types of breathing. Just letting me know how that feels for you, how any changes you are experiencing right now in your own body. And we're going to move on to the next breath, which is alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to inhale through one nostril, hold the breath. And again, if you're pregnant or you have difficulty holding the breath, do not hold, just exhale. So you will inhale, hold, and then exhale for the opposite nostril. So this one requires a little bit of coordination. Don't worry if it's confusing, if you've never done this. I'm going to guide you through it. So what you can do is bring your right hand up, your right hand. I'm pretty sure that I'm mirroring you right now. So I'm bringing my left hand up, but you're bringing your right hand up. And then fold the index and the middle finger of your right hand. And go ahead, take your thumb and close your right nostril. Seal the right nostril closed. Inhale through your left nostril. Then hold the breath. Take your ring finger and close your left nostril as well as your right nostril. You're holding for as long as you can. When you need to exhale, release your thumb and exhale through your right nostril. Once you've done exhaling, inhale through your right nostril. Seal both nostrils with your thumb and your ring finger. When you need to exhale, release your ring finger, exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Hold the breath, seal both nostrils. When you need to exhale, exhale through your right. Release your thumb and exhale. One more. Inhale through your right. Seal both nostrils as you hold. And then exhale through your left. And release your hand. And so you notice with that one, it really, again, shifts from if you're in a heightened space of whatever is going on with your children when you're triggered, or with anybody else, or what's going on in your environment, or even just in your head, by focusing on alternately breathing through both nostrils, bring your focus on the nostrils and then the breathing itself. And that really helps then to slow our breathing and to bring us into this state of more calm and more at peace and more grounded. So those 4 types of breathing, the belly breathing, the box or square breathing, the Ujjayi breath or the Darth Vader breath, and the alternate nostril breathing, this you can practice and you can do those anytime. And yeah, if you love it and it helps you to calm down, then it can become part of your regular morning routine, evening routine, or whatever it is. Now, the next 3 kind of breathing that I'm going to show you are very effective in that real strong moment of trigger. Yeah, where you can feel the energy moving from inside and you're wanting to yell at your kids, or you're wanting to slam the door, whatever it is that you do, or you want to run away and get away from your kids in those moments, which happens, doesn't it? And we have to be true to that. Those moments happen for us as parents, and we all go through it. We're not the only one going through that. So when we're into those really heightened moments, those next 3 types of breathing are very effective. And again, you can do them standing. I'm just going to come into this position right now. The first one is the lion breath. And you may have seen me do the lion breath before, or you've practiced lion breath in yoga classes or other breathing workshops, but this is really effective. I know for me, when I'm angry, and instead of yelling, doing the lion breath really helps me mobilize the energy that's coming out of me. Yeah. So in a moment of intense fear, of anger, this breath becomes really handy. Or even in a moment of wanting to cry and to sob, and you can't do it because there's people around you, or whatever the case may be, this breath helps to move that energy. So I'm just going to lean forward so you can see me. The lion breath, you can do it with sound or with no sound. So it depends on your level of how comfortable you are making sound, or if there's people around you and you don't want to make sound, you can also do them, and we call them the white lion. So I'm going to show you with sound first of all. And what it is, you inhale through your nose, and when you exhale forcefully, stick your tongue out, and you can roar just like a lion. Here we go. I'm just going to lean forward, taking a deep breath. Okay, so now if you don't want to make sound, you don't have to. This is a fun one to teach your kids how to do as well. So join me, nobody can see you, and try those with me. And you don't have to make noise. Let's do one more. And put it in the comments and let me know how does that feel? And how, if you felt the energy moving through your body. It's always good to get your feedback, whatever it is. Even if you don't resonate with those breathing techniques, let me know. The next one is called the bee breath. And the bee breath is making a bee sound, a buzzing sound. Again, to shift our awareness to ourselves, to help us calm down, to help us become more present in the moment. And the bee breath also, if there's a lot of thoughts going on or we are having trouble making decisions, it helps us to have more clarity. Yeah. So the bee breath can even helps with, if you're feeling any sensations in the body and it's getting intense, you can put one hand on any part of your body and buzz and feel the vibration in that part of your body. So for instance, if there's a lot of things, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're under a lot of stress, putting your hand on your forehead here. And what it is, you'll take a deep inhale and then buzz and make the buzzing sound as you're exhaling. Here we go. Take a deep breath in. You can do one more. And then release your hand. So yeah, you can put your hand anywhere in your body to calm yourself down and to allow that buzzing sound to vibrate. The next breath is another breath with sound. This time the sound will be woo, W-O-O. That's the sound you're going to make. And this is when we are in a very desperate moment. We're very frazzled. We don't know what to do, or we are feeling a lot of panic going on. This breath was developed by Peter Levine, who is the creator of somatic experiencing. He deals with a lot of patients with trauma. And usually, sometimes when we go into that fight, flight mode, or we start to dissociate, there's a lot of things going on, and this breath can help us to slowly and gradually calm down just by using the sound again that will activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so this, you can put a hand on your belly, right? Or both hands on your belly. And when you exhale, you're going to make this sound woo, and allowing that sound again to vibrate through your body, but especially around the belly. So let's practice this together. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And then making the woo sound. Woo. You can keep your gaze on the ground or in front of you. Inhale. And one more. Inhale. And release. So notice again how you're feeling right now, and put it in the chat if any of those breathing exercise resonated with you. I know there's a few of you watching right now live. Don't be shy and give me some feedback, because it's always great to have feedback from you to know if any of those are resonating or not, either way, let me know. Before we move on to the simple yoga poses that you can do to move the body, to movement helps to move energy, helps to move emotion as well. So those gentle movements are great to do. And again, if you have any conditions, make sure you've consulted with your doctor and make sure you have the go ahead to do movements, even if those movements are simple, because I don't know what condition that you may be under. So make sure you do due diligence before you do these exercises with me. Otherwise, if you are good to go, let's stand up if you're not already standing. Okay, so as you're standing up, bring your feet about hip distance apart and making sure you're not too wide apart. This is really wide stand for me and not too narrow apart. Okay, so hip distance, let your arms come to your side, your palms facing forward. This is called mountain pose. And I invite you to shift the weight gently forward onto the ball of the feet and into the heels. If you're wearing shoes with big sole, if it's okay to remove your shoes, you can do so you can really feel the energy from the feet and the legs as you're doing this. You're shifting forward and back, and you can also shift to one side or to the other, and just feeling the four corners of your feet grounding down on the floor. Okay, so when we want to feel calm, and it's part of feeling grounded, right? So we have a clearer mind. So right now, really literally using your feet to feel grounded as you push the ball, the heels, the inside and the outside of your feet into the floor. And go ahead, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently roll your shoulders back. Okay, so you can practice your Ujjayi breath, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. If that doesn't work, you can still exhale through your mouth. Just make sure you're breathing. So right now, inhale, you can reach your arms straight up. Feel the length you're creating between the ribs into your chest, all the way into your arms. Exhale, bring your arms back down. And inhale again, reach your arms straight up. Again, you can rock into the ball and then to the heels. Exhale. So practice your breathing with those movements. They're gentle movements, slow movements right now. And if you feel the need to do them quicker, feel free to do so. So just gentle movement. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring your arms down. Now inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, go ahead and bend your knees. Come into a forward bend. So bend the knees until your hands can touch the floor. Head relax. And then push your feet into the ground. Inhale, just unravel one vertebrae at a time. Slowly come up. Bring the arms back up. Exhale, bending your knees. Just pause here. Bend your knees until your hands can touch down. And so that you don't get a head rush, I encourage you to come up only on inhale. So when you're ready, push your feet down. Inhale. Slowly come up. And then exhale one more time, bending your knees. Hands down, neck relax, gaze is soft. And when you're ready, inhale. Slowly come up and exhale, arms by your side. So that was your mountain pose with a forward bend. You come down to seated into a cross-legged position. If you can't sit cross-legged, you need to sit on a chair. Go ahead. I want you to bring your fingertips behind the sit bones. Take a deep inhale. Lengthen for the ribs and chest. And as you exhale, you can just hinge forward and bring your hands forward. Bend your elbows.
and just relax your head down. Inhale, feel your sitting bones press into the ground if you're doing that with me, or even later. As you exhale, just gently contract your belly button towards your back and relax your neck. If you're seated on a chair, you can just, if your knees are there, you can just come forward into a forward bend like this, or even if you just want to sit like this, just come forward into a forward bend. And then inhale, you can come back up. So when we do this position, it helps to open the back of the hips, the low back, and you can stay there if you want. Breathing into your back, letting the neck relax, letting any heaviness in the neck and the shoulders be released. And then inhale slowly, gently coming up. The next pose we're going to do, and I should have told you ahead of time, we're going to use the wall. Bringing the legs up the wall, it's a great way to help with any form of anxiety. And it really helps to calm that nervous system and to help us be supported by the earth as we lay our back down. So the way to get in this pose, if you have a wall, you can do this. You're going to go kind of sideways towards the wall. And you're going to bring your bum as close as you can get to the wall. And then from there, you're going to bring your torso down and bringing your legs up. And for some people, it helps to put either a pillow underneath your spine, especially the lumbar spine around your lower back, if you need to, or a blanket, and arms can be by your side. And you can stay in this pose for as long as it interests you to stay in the pose with your legs up the wall. This helps with headaches. It can also help with insomnia. And as you stay in it longer, you can feel how your heart rate goes down. And you start to feel lighter and lighter and lighter in your head. To come out of this pose, you're going to bend your knees and you're going to bring your knees towards one side and take your top hand, push it into the floor, and slowly bringing your head back up. And you're coming back here onto the ground. The next pose is child's pose. And a lot of you who has practiced yoga must know the child's pose. So you're going to come onto all fours and just bringing your knees a little bit wider. Your feet can be together or apart. So you'll take a deep inhale as you exhale. You're moving your hips back. And maybe for some people, this is the maximum you can go, and that's okay. Just moving your hips back, bend the elbows, relax your neck. And some of you may be able to move your hips all the way back and bring your forehead on the ground. You can use a blanket. I have a block here, or so you can pretend the block is your blanket. If your forehead doesn't come all the way down, you can put your forehead on the block or the blanket as support. And you can also put the blanket kind of underneath your thigh, and so that your thigh can rest on the blanket, especially if your thigh are up. But those of you who can go back, you can do so. Keep your elbows bent, relax your shoulders. You can feel a stretch in the back of your hips, in your back, By keeping your elbows bent, your shoulders will relax as well. And stay with your breathing. So practice your Ujjayi breath if you want to, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. And if you can't exhale through the nose, exhaling through your mouth, it's okay. And just noticing what part of your body is starting to relax. And then inhale, slowly come back onto all fours. And then make your way down for corpse pose. So corpse pose is laying down on your back, your legs wide, your arms by your sides. You can close your eyes or keep your eyes open. And just feeling your entire back body on the ground. Feeling the support of the ground. And feeling your breath. If you're not laying down, that's okay. You can do this seated. And close your eyes or keep your eyes open. And I invite you to just put your hand, one hand on the belly and one hand on your heart, if that's okay with you. You're not forced to. And just breathe. Feel the rise of your chest. And feel the rise of your belly as well. Feeling the belly and the chest rise and fall. Gaze is soft. And maybe your jaw is relaxing. Your shoulders feel lighter. And this is another great pose to help us relax. Really using the ground here to support our body. So you can stay here as long as you wish. But for now, we're going to release the pose. Now you can bend your knees. You can draw your knees into your chest and just your hands behind your thighs, on your shin, just roll side to side. And you can bring your feet onto the floor, roll onto one side into a fetal position, and place the top hand down. Push yourself up gently and take the other hand, bringing your head up. And this is the practice of this movement, these simple poses, the breath. So thank you for doing them with me. If you were doing them with me, if you were not doing them with me, you can practice them at home and give me feedback. Let me know what happened when you practice, one or two of these breathing techniques. How do you see any changes happening in the way you feel, in the way you can handle your triggers with your children or with other people? And just overall, parenting is a lot. Like there's so many things we have to do. And just notice if you see any shift, any changes as you practice them. Any questions, feel free to ask me. Right now, let me check if there is any questions. Yuri say, I feel amazing in my body, tingling. Oh, your stuffy nose is gone. Awesome, Yuri. So yeah, you can literally feel a lot of shift in the body. It can be subtle, or it can be more prominent. But either way, when you do the breathing and the movements, it's like it's free and you can feel the benefits. So I'm not preaching that to you because you can say, oh, you've been doing yoga for so long or teaching yoga for so long, because I've been teaching for 16 years. but just try it for yourself and see for yourself. I'm not pushing this on you, but I know it has helped me. It has helped a lot of my clients as well to just connect with themselves and have these tools around in those moments when we feel like everything is falling apart around us. We actually have our breath. We have our body still, and we can move our body in a certain way that helps us diffuse this intense energy that we may be feeling and not project it on our children or other people. And that way we can keep the connection with our children and develop this really deep connection with them and this strong bond with them. So thank you for being there today with me and practicing with me. Any questions if you're practicing this after the fact? If you have any questions, put them in the thread and let me know how it goes. So thank you, everyone. And if you want to share this with your friends, they can always join the group and get access to all my lives. All the videos are there. And so I wish you a wonderful day. And if this resonated with you and you want to learn more about movement, about yoga, about breathing, let me know in the comments as well, because your feedback will tell me what you want. And then if I can offer you what you want, then it's a win-win situation for both of us. All right, everyone, I wish you well and on your journey as a parent and learning everything that you have the ability to do, that you have the capacity within you to parent the way you want to parent. So take care, everyone. See you soon.